Today on Live Daily News, Christopher Weiss has been sentenced, a Christoval couple were involved in a serious and fatal crash, and a San Angelo man has been indicted for assault on a peace officer. I'm James Bellini, and this is Live. We'll get to the news in a minute, but first, have you voted yet? Voting is our duty as citizens of this country to preserve our liberty. Early voting in person is underway now until November 1st for Tom Green County. After you're done voting, stop by the always delicious Hoffman's Cake Cottage at 1 South Taylor Street in the Village Shopping Center for a free cupcake. We'll keep your I voted sticker, but you'll have the tastiest voting experience ever because Hoffman's cupcakes are wonderfully delicious and always homemade. Visit Hoffman's Cake Cottage in the Village Shopping Center at 1 South Taylor Street or visit them online at hoffmanscakecottage.com. Starting off on Friday, a Tom Green County jury found Christopher Weiss guilty in the murder of Christy Phelan. 8 women and 4 men took about 90 minutes on Friday to reach a guilty verdict. Testimony gave a pretty grim picture of what occurred, which was that Phelan was beaten and placed into a bathtub with the water running. DA Alice Palmer brought Phelan's 2 daughters to the stand, who said their mother's relationship with Weiss was volatile. After being found guilty, Weiss was sentenced to life in prison. Read more on SanAngeloLive.com. A Christoval man has been arrested after being involved in a fatal motorcycle crash that killed his wife. 35-year-old Andrew Vidovich was driving a 2012 Harley-Davidson on FM 3021 in Brown County when he veered off the road, ejecting both himself and his passenger and wife, 35-year-old Marty Vidovich, from the bike. She was pronounced dead at the scene and Andrew was transported to Hendrick Hospital in Brownwood for treatment. When he was released from the hospital, he was taken to jail and charged with intoxication manslaughter. Have you downloaded the San Angelo Live mobile app yet? It's free and it's the best app in the business. Download it off the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store to stay updated with news in San Angelo. A San Angelo man has been indicted for throwing hot grease on a police officer. 54-year-old Felipe Escamilla was indicted by a Tom Green County grand jury for assault on a peace officer. According to court documents, on July 20th of this year, a San Angelo police officer responded to East 31st Street regarding a civil disturbance. After attempting to make contact with Escamilla, the San Angelo Fire Department obtained a key to the apartment. When they unlocked the door, Escamilla was armed with a frying pan and he threw hot grease on an SAPD officer. Escamilla was arrested and is currently an inmate in the Tom Green County Jail. Head down to the ArcLight Bar and Grill, located inside the Clarion Hotel at 441 Rio Concho Drive, tonight for Monday Night Football. Watch the Pittsburgh Steelers take on the New York Giants on the largest video wall in the Concho Valley. They're at the ArcLight Bar and Grill, located at 441 Rio Concho Drive. And the weather, we've got some wind in store for the beginning of this week. Right now it's 87 degrees outside with a high today of 88, and then tonight the low will be 64. Tomorrow the high is 85, and then it drops down to 68 tomorrow night. On Wednesday the high reaches 87, and Wednesday night we have a low of 55, and we also have a 30% chance of rain as well. Although on Halloween, this coming Thursday, that rain should clear up. Wind gusts Monday through Wednesday are looking to be between 20 and 30 miles an hour. When we come back, Mark Smith spoke to the media, and then Elizabeth Dantzler with the Small Business Development Center is in studio. But first, a word from the Bass Bunch.
$59,999 for a new Ford Expedition XLT. Get a full-size 3-row seating SUV for the family that needs a lot of room. Equipped with a moonroof, second-row captain seats, along with many more features, make it the absolute perfect SUV. You can only get deals like this at Jim Bass Ford, Houston Hart and Arden Road, or shop 24/7 at bassbunch.com, or use this QR code. Yep, the one on my shirt.
All right, Coach, if you could just kind of give us your thoughts about just last week's performance.
Yeah, it really came down to we couldn't stop them running the ball, and that was a struggle all night. And they, that offense is unique, and the flex bone system, it's a challenge schematically to be able to defend, and then when you couple that with we didn't tackle well, we missed 17 tackles in the open field, and on some plays that you could limit from, instead of it being a big run, it could have been a 5 or 6 yard run if we make the tackle. And we didn't tackle well, didn't play good run defense, didn't have, disciplined eyes, and that's really what it came down to. We kind of caught fire offensively there during the game, but it's just when we were playing catch up, the whole time, and we never could quite get all the way back. But again, another just kind of never give up performance from the guys. We got some stops there in the fourth quarter, kept scoring, 2-point conversions, and then, kind of inching our way back into the game, but just kind of, not enough. Needed to play better earlier in the game, in particular run defense.
Are there a lot of things that you can take from a game like that and apply to other games, even though it's such a unique system that not all other teams run?
Yeah, I think that you just break it down, layer by layer, and I think that there's individual groups that performed particularly well, during the game. Our wideouts, I thought, played their best game of the year overall as a group, catching the ball, but also blocking and things that they do away from the ball. But and then at times different guys doing things well. But in this game, if all 11 guys aren't doing what they need to on any particular play, the ball tends to find you if you're that one person that's out of position or doesn't know what to do. So yeah, there are things that you can always take away, but plenty to look at that we need to improve on.
How do you feel this week with Odessa High coming to
Feel
town with
great.
this matchup?
The guys had a great response Saturday morning. This team is always hungry for more information, and then what do we need to do different? What do we need to do better? Personal accountability is at an all-time high. With this team, and I appreciate that. As a coach, you love that, and it just shows the resiliency within this team. They had great practice this morning. Maybe one of our better ones of the season. That we had this morning. It just shows you got a team that's hungry, ready to go win. Play our final home game here of the season here, and that's important to all of us. So, I think that the matchup is good for us, and I think that if we play our best football, it'll be good enough.
Yeah, you're kind of playing the opposite sort of scheme this week. They like to throw the ball over there at Odessa. I mean, kind of, are you just sort of expecting that from them this week?
Yeah, I am. This is more, kind of traditional in terms of what teams do nowadays in football, and they're adjusting to losing their quarterback a few weeks ago, and then they took their best wide receiver, and he's playing quarterback now, and that kind of depletes your wide receiver core just a bit. So they're in a unique situation, but each week that they or with the personnel that they have, it just kind of they get more confident. It expands on itself. There's a little bit more that you can do. So we're expecting the best from them this week, but also excited about the challenge, both offense and defensively.
Coach, just kind of looking at the season as a whole, obviously a few games left in the year. What are some things that you can take away from this season as a head coach that you can use towards future seasons?
Well, I think that definitely this group has laid a foundation for a standard of football, here, and that's a big thing. The work habits, the work ethic, what it takes to be successful. There's always that group that kind of establishes that as the culture of how you're going to operate within your program, and this group certainly has done that. I talked to the team about the strides that we've made. Look back at we've played 5 opponents so far this season that were common opponents last year, and let's look at those, and how far that we've come. We've won some of those games that we didn't win a year ago, and the ones that we haven't won, we have certainly narrowed the gap, within that. So now it's just about taking that next step, not just narrowing the gap there, but then taking that leap over to the winning side. And I think that there's always a group that kind of establishes that as this is the foundation of how we're going to operate and do things here. That lays that groundwork so future teams can go, and really achieve that true success.
What's the you're in a tough playoff situation now. What's, I guess, the mindset?
Yeah, we didn't even address it,
Okay.
at all. It was just, this morning, and even Saturday with the team, it was just about, man, here's what we need to do to go win this game. And I think that, as a coach and as a player, to keep your eye on the ball that's right there in front of you is important. And, I know there's a lot of different it's a hard path for us to find a way, in, but, what we can control is going and winning this week. And if we do that this week, then we'll see what happens, with the rest of it. But, we got a big challenge in front of us, and one that our players have accepted, and excited to go play here at home again this week.
It's hard to believe how reckless some people can be and how hard they fight against real victims. You need a partner who consistently beats the giants and who will never, ever flinch.
Welcome back, everybody. James Blaine here with Elizabeth Dantzler with the Small Business Development Center here in town. Ms. Dantzler, how are we doing today?
We're doing fantastic. You know, I wish it was a little cooler outside. You know,
I
I love fall, but I wish it was cooler.
It should have been like last week.
I know. Wish it was, but here we are.
Right, and something's coming up though. Something pretty interesting.
Yeah. So we're here to just talk about National Small Business Women's Entrepreneurship Week. So,
Right.
you know, a lot of times you hear about all these fantastic opportunities to celebrate women in business and women entrepreneurship. October is actually like the month for women entrepreneurs. But then in November, the 11th through the 15th, there's actually a whole week that celebrates women's entrepreneurship and women-owned businesses. And so that's kind of what we're here to talk about today.
All right.
So here at the Angelo State University Small Business Development Center, we're a part of a larger network. I think we've talked about this before. Just a little friendly reminder. We're part of 79 counties worth of service area, and so there's 10 SBDCs, service centers is what we're called. Each one has their own service area. We have 10 counties, but we're part of a larger 79 county network.
Okay.
And so within this network, we share a lot of training opportunities and, you know, supporting clients with resources. And so this is a great example of just how we're sharing all this information across the entire network. So what we have is a webinar series. So it's going to be 10 total webinars, 2 per day, November 11th through the 15th, every day, one at 10 o'clock in the morning and then one at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And so each center is bringing a lot of different great speakers. So we have some doctorates, we have some marketing professionals, we have a few lawyers, you know, so all these industry professionals to come and just support women and share information for them. So.
All right. Well, it's there. It's the 11th through the 15th.
Yes, 11th through the 15th, and we have some topics such as the power of the inbox, so email marketing. You know, we have some sales. We have the power of connections. That's going to be talking about networking. We have one webinar that talks a lot about mentorship for women entrepreneurs, as well as just general information on support and resources. And then every center at the beginning of every webinar is actually going to highlight a success story. So a women-owned business in their community that's a successful story, just to kind of share in information and just celebrate everyone. So.
Can you give us a sneak peek of who it is for San Angelo?
Oh, I think we're going to do some froyo and sweets downtown.
Okay.
So we figured because Sierra Brady is actually a 20 under 40 nominee, that award ceremony tonight, we're very excited about that. So because of that, we chose her and her sister Dakota to celebrate for that. So,
right. Well, good deal.
Yeah, perfect. Right. And you can find all the information on our website, sbdc.angelo.edu/SBDC training.
All right. Well, Ms. Dantzler, thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Back to you guys.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, KOS Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, KOS Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Cano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Cano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Thanks for watching the Live Daily News Show, the only locally owned news show in the Concho Valley. Go like us on Facebook, X, and other social media platforms, and download the San Angelo Life mobile app to stay up to date with news from in and around the Concho Valley. Thanks again, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.